All right. Good evening for me. Good morning, I think, for you, Whis.
Early
And
afternoon now. Time
there we go.
zones.
Time zones are weird. Uh, Welcome to a little game called All Official and Stuff. What's official, you'll find out. Hi, my name's Kraken, and I'm playing Craigory Danthea Devran. Who's with me?
Hi, I'm Whis, and I'm going to be playing Lil Rai stagehand, who is not nervous at all, in the slightest.
What what on earth is there to be nervous about, buddy? Nothing ever.
Not at all.
On that note, I guess what is Rai up to right now?
Well, I'm picturing this sort of being on a weekend, so he and Lynn aren't necessarily working. Um, so he's kind of hanging out in his bedroom at the moment. He has a few toys in there, actually quite a lot of toys now. Um, and he's sitting at his desk doing something, maybe drawing or something. He needs his practice. He's not very good at it.
Oh, bless. So long as he enjoys himself, that's what matters.
That's right.
I guess then, Rai, roll a perception to see how absorbed you are in this activity.
All right. See how strong we can start this off. Not very. What's your perception? +5. That's not garbage. So it's a 12.
Okay. Gregory may have to knock twice. But, right, you do register a knock at your door. I have no idea if Rai's door is actually closed, but there is a knock nonetheless.
He probably doesn't have it closed. He'll have it open. And he'll perk up and turn. Hi.
Hey, standing in the doorway. Yeah, that sure is the wizard who has recently moved into your home, right?
Hi, Gregory. What's up?
uh, Not much. Chill weekend, it seems like, for everybody, actually, which is really nice. Which, I guess on that note, what you up to? Could I come in?
Yes. And I'm just gonna quickly roll him a stealth. Hold on. Actually, no, a sleight of hand, because that's funnier. Guess who doesn't have any mods to this? And got a 2.
Oh my god.
So, he's trying to be subtle about it. He's not. And Craigory can very clearly see him just sort of reach behind him and shove some of the papers that he was working on underneath some other papers and off to the side of his desk. No, it's totally nothing on my desk there. Nothing? Nothing much.
Gregory will tactfully not call actual attention to that, and now I get to roll him a dex to see if he remembers to handle his antlers going through the door. And he got a 3 plus 2. So that's actually, yeah, fucking clunk. He goes to move in completely, just, quote unquote full speed. It's still just to walk utterly confidently, but has not compensated to be, exact center or slightly angled or whatever it needs to be. Clunk.
Ryan's
He's
just sort of
stumbling backward a few steps.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt. I didn't run into it.
If it didn't take so much effort for network to move walls and stuff, it might be worth asking her to make the doors taller.
No, he now very deliberately and very purposely paying very close attention, actually gets through the door into Rai's room. No, I don't intend to ask her to shift anything. Partially because that, partially just because I'll never get used to it if we change it. Most doors can't change, so
I suppose.
just got to get used to it.
But I mean, if you're gonna be comfy, at home is the best place to be comfy. And not having to duck sounds like a comfy thing.
I'll think about it, but
Maybe when you've had them for a little bit longer and you're used to it, then we can
Exactly.
see about asking Nettle to make the doors taller. So then you'll duck somewhere
Yeah.
else, just not at home.
yeah, see, that's what makes sense. You get me. uh, I don't know if Craigory's ever actually gotten a good look at Rai's room. He's probably steered well clear because this is, Rai's personal space, and also until recently he was,
A guest.
welcomed, but a guest.
Yeah. Well, Rai's bedroom it's fairly sizable, considering the size of him. It's got this dark blue sort of wallpaper that's sort of been haphazardly stuck in bits over the gold wooden paneling that is Network's natural wall state, with big glow in the dark stars stickers, like the chunky plastic ones, stuck onto this blue wallpaper. So it's like he's gone, let's make a night sky just here, so you can still see Network underneath it, but here is his wallpaper with his stars. And he has quite a lot of bookshelves that are full of books. You can identify a few different sections of books even without rolling anything. There's distinct, here are my magic books, some of which you will recognize, and here are all of my picture books. He has quite a lot of children's picture books and things. And he has a really nice desk, which looks like he might have made it. Craigory, I'm not sure if you would know actually that Rai built Lynn's desk downstairs, but it's got the same handiwork sort of style to it as Lynn's desk, although it's significantly smaller. And then he's got a double width bed to himself with dark blue linens, also with stars. And he has a little plush monkey that sits on the pillow.
It's all very Rai. Pretty good. Now that he's in here, he definitely takes a look around, but he also doesn't go to take a seat anywhere. Just sort of claps hands and goes, right. So Rai, just wanted to check in on how you're doing, how you're feeling now that there's an extra person in Network. Gestures at himself. Like, things are still okay?
Yeah. It means I don't have to go looking for you if I've got magic questions, and if I can smell burning, I know that it's going to be one of two people now.
Look of mild offense at that.
He's just sort of giggling.
I mean, I guess I should be glad I'm not the only option.
No, Network gets very excited when we bake. So we have to keep her distracted. Otherwise, otherwise we don't get cake, we get charcoal.
Gregory nods because I feel like there's almost definitely been more than one occasion where he has ended up in Network's kitchen covered in flour.
What about you? Are you settled in okay? It's a bit different to your old place. It's not alive for your old place wasn't alive for a start.
Despite Halloween Town overall being kind of live, most places aren't, surprisingly. But no, I think I'm settling it. Kind of felt like I was half moved in anyway. This is just kind of more official, you know?
Mm. I'm glad you feel like you're properly moved in. It took me a while to get the feeling like this is my home when I first moved in too.
Yeah. I think helps I was spending a lot of time here anyway. I don't know if you had that benefit.
Yeah. I mean, not at first. I visited a bit, and then I stopped not visiting a bit. And well, mom was quick to make me a stagehand, so I didn't leave after that.
Yeah, she is good at that.
Hmm. No, she and Network have a distinct talent at making people feel welcome.
Yeah, they really do. And you too, honestly.
Rai's just gonna rub the back of his head and look a little bashful.
You know, it's your home too, so this just wanted to make sure that Lynn and I aren't jumping the gun on this sort of thing and
Mm-mm.
that everyone's good.
No, we're good. I mean, Mom likes you a lot, and Netta likes you a lot. I like you a lot, and Uncle Hattie seems to tolerate you, I guess. I don't know. I've not asked, but
I've been a little scared to ask, honestly, but I'll take it.
is Uncle Hattie that scary?
Uh, let's just say your Uncle Hattie can be when he wants to be.
He's a stagehand. I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. Flair for dramatics, a lot of them, I assume.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. It's very true.
Kurger actually gets a contemplative look on his face. Have you ever actually met all of the stagehands, or more of them, or Old Tort at least? I keep on hearing about. I cannot keep all the names straight. There's a lot of people. Have you met them?
I have not met all of them. I have definitely met Old Tort. Grunkle Tort is not subtle. So when you run into him, you'll know. But no, I haven't met everybody. Not everybody goes to reunions, and we've not been to that many of them. Maybe the next one I'll meet even more people, but I've got lots of cousins and lots of aunts and uncles and in-betweens and, nibblings and stuff that I have met, but not all. I have a book. Here, it's over here. And he hops off his little desk chair and he heads over to one of the bookshelves, and he pulls this big scrapbook out of the shelf and puts it on his bed. He just sort of flips it open to a random page, and it's got photos of various different stagehands, and then their name, where they live, favorite beverage, favorite snack, just full of it. I am keeping a scrapbook so I don't forget anybody, because there is that many.
Rai, you don't need to roll for this. You look like you've pulled out like a gold mine.
The ultimate cheat sheet.
Basically Craigory realizes like how detailed this and how much information this is, and that there's like pictures associated.
Mm-hmm.
He immediately is looking at this like this is a new magic book to study and catalog and absorb. This is valuable information. He can study this. He can get a good grade.
Rai's just going to grin, and he's going to flip towards the front of the book where it's got Old Tort, a little Mao, little Ogun on there as well.
Okay, so this is Old Tort. He's retired, which is why he's the only old stagehand. And you got a little Mao, who's the hubmaster at Toontown, and then you got a little Ogun, who's the hubmaster at Villestown. And then, of course, there's Mom, who's the hubmaster here, because we're kind of like a mini hub. Halloween Town hub.
Craigory is just taking that in and also looking at... He's got a look on his face like he'll probably ask to borrow this and go through it.
I'll just roll an insight, why not? Yeah, I think Rai has that. No worries. 24. Yeah.
With 24? Yeah.
Rai's just going to slowly close the book, pick it up, and hand it towards Craigory. Here you go.
Thank you. I think this will definitely be useful.
It's all in alphabetical order based on the name that comes straight after their honorific, okay? So if you run into someone who says, I'm such and such stagehand, you can go, okay, and find them in the book. Except for the first page. That's Old Toil and Lil Mao and Ogun. So they're at the front, but then everyone else is in alphabetical order on first name.
I think with that insight, you can also get that early in the conversation when Rai had said, like, Old Tort was, I think the wording was not subtle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Craigory had actually brightened up at that because, like, oh, thank God. You know, Craigory doesn't do well. He will try to guess what people mean, but on God, he doesn't tend to be very good at it. When people just straight up say what they mean, it's nice. It's nice. He likes it. Even if they're not being nice, at least he knows where he stands.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm surprised you haven't met Old Tort already. Sounds like the kind of thing that he would want to meet you, given as your relationship with Mom.
Yeah, I'll be honest, a little intimidating. I mean, we'll see. It'll have to happen eventually. Things have just been
Mom
busy.
will bring you with us to a reunion. Then you'll meet him.
Yeah. Then I'll meet him.
And you can get a swear
everybody
name.
There. Outside of the one I already took on?
Hey, look, you can always have more swear names.
I can always have more swear names. Oh, Pip will love that. Okay, so gonna puts the book down on the desk. Speaking of how your mom and I are, that's kind of also the other thing I just want to check in with you on, like, hand kind of, gestures, cycles, looking for words.
Mm-hmm. Roger sort of tilts his head to one side. And I might actually roll off that 24 insight to sort of get a vibe on what...
You know what? Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just going to quickly roll a hammer space. That is not a 1. That is a 10. 0 on this particular d10. I'm also going to do you a stealth. Actually, no, I'm going to do you another sleight of hand because, again, funny. Okay, that one was a 17. Alright, so he has gone into his hammer space sneakily to the tune of a 17, which you can contest if you would like.
Well, his perception isn't great, so there's a pretty good chance it'll slide. Ooh, he got a 16 perception. Wait a second. +1. Beats it, beats it.
Fantastic. It's definitely more subtle than the hiding of stuff on the desk. But Rai has gone into his hammer space and he's pulled something out, and because it's only just meets it beats it, Craigory can see it's something green, and Rai has sort of paused, thought about it, and made a few little shuffles, and he's just clicked something around the top of his arm, just above his rather round forearms, and he seems to have this green, a watch maybe, around his arm, and he's just sort of got his fingers resting on it. But he hasn't said anything, he hasn't mentioned, he hasn't taken his eyes off Craigory.
Interesting. Craigory has no idea what that's about. But, he debates letting himself get off track to ask, but no, he has a purpose here. This is a conversation that probably needs having. Do not chicken out, he tells himself. Do not. Illegal. So, Rai, I'll admit, I don't know fully, like, how you grew up or any of that, or obviously Lynn is your mom. I'm messing this up. The point is, just because your mother and I are involved, don't feel like you have to think of me as anything in particular other than Craigory. Just wanted to make clear there's no pressure on that front. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a pause from Ryan. You can see his fingers kind of tighten on that green band around his arm before he relaxes and goes,
Mom hasn't told you anything about where I came from?
I think I kind of have broad sketches, but I mean, it's your business. You're a big kid. Figured it's your story to tell if and when you wanted to.
I mean, it's not exactly a happy story, but with a happy ending, I suppose. But, it's funny you say that, because, I did want to talk to you about that.
All right. Good. Then now seems like good time, right?
Yeah.
And Craiger's actually going to like sit down on the bed so that, they're both sitting eye to eye.
yep. And Ryan sit next to Craigory and just sort of look really awkward for a bit and go,
Well, I've been thinking a lot, actually, because, yeah, this isn't gonna make sense without context. So I'm from an island a long way away from here, whole other side of Ankwell, and I lived in a big house with my sister and my dad. And I don't know if you know my sister. Do you know Scribbles?
Yeah. No, I've met Scribbles.
Right. She's gonna get married to Scribbles.
So she did accept. Excellent.
Okay, so you know about her. That's my sister.
Huh.
But my dad, he didn't like me. And wasn't very nice to me. And I'm skipping over lots of details because yeesh. Mom wants to do many violent things to my dad. Which I'd rather she not go anywhere near him, but yeah, you do what you can.
Relatable. Lynn also wants to do violent things to my parents. Has done violent things to them, actually.
Do they deserve it?
Yes.
Then good. I am proud of Mom. And look, to be fair, my dad deserves it too, but I don't. He is very strong and very scary, and I would rather that she not go near him. But I was thinking that, I was talking to my cousin Leo and his dad, and I don't think that he really deserves to be called my dad. Dad seems like a really important kind of like title, you know?
I definitely understand you on that one.
And still haven't figured out what else to call him. I never really addressed him as dad. He didn't like me talking to him. Sally calls him father, and that, ugh, don't like that word.
I mean, very similar connotation, so
I didn't really work out which words to use in this order, but I was thinking there was someone else who deserved to be called dad 3 billion zillion times more than he did and ever could.
that's good.
I hadn't got the courage to ask if that was okay by them yet.
Can Craigory roll an insight?
Yep. If he rolls low, I am going to cry.
Well, he got a 9. I think this is probably flavoring as he has a suspicion. He's like, I know who this could be, but he's not 100% sure. So he's going to let Rai keep talking.
Oh my gosh. He's very nervous and he's fidgeting and he keeps bringing his hand up to touch that green band around his arm.
But yeah, so I haven't asked them if they're okay with that, and like, I don't want to give them a title they don't want, so it's a bit stressful, I guess. But
Yeah, no. I get it. I've definitely had that stress over some people recently, but say this, it's worked out for me so far. And even when it did come as a surprise to me with some people, it was a nice surprise.
Okay. I'm glad it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I mean, for all that I would stress about if someone would be okay with me thinking them as a sibling, turns out hand waves around for words again. I mean, if the person already likes you and being around you, then it's already kind of a lot of the way there, you know? Sometimes you kind of just have to take that leap, which is awful and I hate it, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, I fought monsters that were less scary than this.
I know, right? People, man.
Yeah.
Interpersonal relationships, man. Especially when it sounds like you didn't really have a lot of people growing up. Isolation makes us tougher. Absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah, I really only knew version 1 dad and my sister before I left and came here. Well, Framer Town. Eventually Framer Town, then Toontown, then here. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of people in my life until I ran away.
It's kind of funny how that works. Although to be fair for me, there wasn't a lot of people until I was forced to run back.
You were?
Yeah, I ran away to the woods. Not when I was not much older than you, honestly. Um, to be alone, to go back to what I knew, what I thought I wanted, which was where I grew up in the woods, just me and Dama, except just me that time because they were gone, had been for a while, and that wasn't actually good for me at all. It wasn't until I came back and actually accepted people trying to welcome me into their life that things got good.
It can take some practice. Trusting people, I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you practiced it and let us in, because I think you're really neat. You're very clever and you're really nice, and Mom likes you a lot, and she and Network are really good judges of character, and you know, she only chased you across some roofs, so she's done so much worse to other people.
Yeah, I definitely began to realize that at some point that that actually could have gone way worse.
Hmm. Sounded like fun, actually.
It didn't feel like it in the moment. There was a she had a lot of teeth.
Yeah, she was a little bit different when I met her, yeah. But she went from super cool and scary to super nice and awesome and still kicks people's butt.
Yeah, accurate description. I think yeah, she's been good for us. Her and Network.
Mm.
This whole family we got going here.
Mm. Yeah. I never thought I would have a big family, and never thought I'd have a family that liked me. Uh, before this, so it was a surprise, and the best kind of surprise.
Craigory's actually gonna reach out an arm and like sort of scoop Rai into a side hug.
Oh, Ra will lean into it. Just
Yeah.
get comfy against Craigory's chest.
Yeah, it's nice because now we have such a big family that everybody can look out for everybody else, and no one has to hide. No one's gonna get in big trouble. No one gets locked in their room.
Yeah. None of that.
None of that. That stuff's picked. It's good now.
In the past.
Mm. I'm glad you're happy too.
Yeah. I'm glad to be welcomed, honestly.
Home wouldn't be the same without you, Craigory.
Aw. He actually doesn't quite respond to that because it's one of those things where you're just like, oh, well, if I say anything, it's gonna. Ah.
I was going to ask if that was a Kraken noise or a Craigory noise.
It was both. It was completely both. So now Craiger's going to try and get an active look at that green thing Rai's been fiddling with because, oh, that's really sweet, but oh no. Slight attention change. What is that thing? The secret side benefit of getting Rai closer.
Well, Rai's not actively thinking about trying to hide it, so I will not contest, so go for it.
Oh, hell yeah. Have a dirty 20.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, wait, I can make that more. He's specifically investigating. 27.
All right, sweet. Okay, so it's absolutely a watch. I believe it's a froggy watch of some variety. And it definitely is not part of Rai's usual design or accessories. So in the amount of time that Craigory has been living at Network, he would know that Rai accessorizes with badges. So anything that he gets, he'll put them on his coat. So he's quite a collection, and like even things like the turtle bracelet, he modified it so it could be a brooch rather than a bracelet because he doesn't really have wrists. So bracelets and also watches, like wrist watches, don't work for him. They don't work with his design. And unless they were freaking huge. But this watch, it's not freaking huge. It's a normal person's wristwatch, which is why he's clipped it on around his little stick arm at the top there, because it's the only way he would be able to wear this thing.
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
A little bit. And it's not on there in a way that he can look at it to see the time. He seems to have just, every time that he's sort of got really nervous and he's just sort of tapped it and then taken a deep breath and then be like, all right, and more words can come out. So it's almost like he's using it kind of the way that Lynn uses her brooch when she's feeling anxious. She touches it to sort of ground herself. He's doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, Craiger's definitely know that. Could I argue with that investigation, or would he need to roll a new one to also try and sneak a peek at what Rai hid or tried to hide on the desk?
Well, you're sitting on the bed at the moment, so it isn't right there. But with that 27, he can see that there was a stack of paper. Some of it was scrunched up, and Rai wasn't writing with a pencil at the time. He was using a normal pen, and you've seen Rai's handwriting. It is very, very nice handwriting, but he can't draw for beans. But his handwriting is really nice. So while there's some scrunched up bits and the paper he was writing on was shoved under a few more, you can see that there's loops that sort of do show through a little bit here and there, that he was writing something and then crossing it out and then writing something else. So he was trying to work out some wording, perhaps.
Oh. Yeah, more evidence on this asking someone to be dad. Which Craigory can sympathize in the department of trying to prep words to say things good, and then it all gets thrown out the window immediately when faced with the actual situation, and his mouth just makes noises, and he hopes it's okay.
That couldn't be more precise.
He tries so hard. So, haven't seen that before. When'd you pick that up? Gonna poke the watch.
Oh, I'm just borrowing it from my cousin Leo.
Okay. When you say borrowing, like,
I have to give it back.
well, yeah, I have to give it back, but like, when you say borrowing, do you mean Leo gave it to you and knows, or do you mean you just kind of
No.
pinch it a little bit and Leo will find out?
No, I didn't. No, it's
I'm
special. I didn't take it. He gave it to me.
all right. Clarification: I'm not accusing you of stealing. I just
He does this little puff out of one cheek, like that kind of anime pout, but it looks a little bit funny because he doesn't have a mouth to,
yeah.
the little mouth shape that they do when they do that. He doesn't have that, so it's just this little puff, round bit on the side of his cheek as he sort of pouts and does the sideways pout.
Not accusing you of stealing. I just think it'd be a little funny. But
No, if I wanted to do something to annoy and inconvenience Leo, that's why I have polymorph.
oh,
I turned him into a chihuahua and made him so angry.
Craigory gonna roll like a performance for him to try and hide a complete guffaw. 12, yeah. Rai can absolutely tell that he is biting back a full cackle at that.
That does make Rai grin a bit.
Didn't get him twice with it, but maybe next time. It was just so funny. And it was in front of so many people.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
But no, I was talking to him and he gave me the watch as, yeah, he let me borrow it.
Any particular reason, or just to have?
Yeah.
Do I bother rolling him a deception? I'm gonna roll him a deception. He only has a +1. He's not like Lynn.
Yeah.
And of course you roll an 18 on the dice. Ah.
I will attempt. Craigory could beat that. Let's find out. Where'd he go? Absolutely, he cannot. That's a 10.
Oh. Yeah, seems like a perfectly reasonable reason to loan your cousin a watch. That doesn't fit him. At all.
This is definitely the full story.
Oh dear. I
Well,
think
Craigory's basically seeing that as a bit of a dead-end conversation. It's like, all right. I won't get the full story there. Cool. He will be completely satisfied with imagining Leo as a chihuahua. It's a very good mental image. He's very proud.
Oh, heck. Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, no, Leo's really, really nice, and he's my age, and yeah, there's lots of different things that we talk about. It's fun.
I'm glad then that you two are getting along. Kurger actually makes a bit of a face at the statement, Leo is nice. Right, can roll an insight if you like.
Sure, I'll roll an insight. Why not? Oh, yeah. What's your insight again? +5. I think that makes it a 21 if I can do math. I can.
go to the toilet.
Oh, okay. You go to the toilet. Good girl.
Daddy, I want to go to the toilet.
Okay, go quick.
Good job, Boat.
Can you help her, please? Yep. And close the door. Thank you. Oh dear. Completely lost
Very
my train
good.
of thought.
It's all good.
21
insight.
insight. Yes. That's right.
Craigory's expression is very similar to whenever he, remembers or reflects upon when he first met Lynn, which was this whole big debacle where she showed up and scared the living daylights out of him. Very similar expression where it's just like, yep.
There's just going to be this sort of pause as Rai internalizes that, and it'll percolate around for a second.
Oh, right. Leo did mention that he shovel talked to you.
Ian Camille did attempt to interrogate me.
I still haven't met Camille. But, he's a detective, like me. Even though Uncle Tom said that we were about the same size. But Camille's much younger than me. So, would probably be good at the whole interrogation thing. If he's a detective. I'd imagine.
It wasn't a bad stab.
I didn't think interrogations included stabbing, Craigory.
Maybe a bad choice of words. Figure of speech.
Well, that's good.
In my experience, stabbing is not related to interrogation.
Probably for the best.
No, stabbing's kind of more related for first meetings, I guess.
I don't think that's normal. I didn't stab you the first time we met.
That's true. I'm kind of working off a a biased data set.
Gosh.
When one of the first people we run into in 2 years does a stab on you, it makes an impression. What can I say?
We're going to have to expand on your data pool. I'm going to have to introduce you to more people who will not immediately stab you. I think that's important. It's very important.
I mean, I like to think I do okay. Have been doing okay.
Well, good. Good.
In general, people who I start off on the wrong foot with, we generally end up actually pretty good. I have a chart on this. I do have data on this.
I suppose that's one of the reasons why you get along with Mom so well. If you make a chart, that's like her making your boards.
That's exactly it, honestly. Yeah.
I've
She
tried
makes
making
charts,
boards.
I make PowerPoints.
I've tried making boards, but I keep forgetting to put things on them. I'm not as good at it as Mom.
I mean, different strokes for different folks, right?
I suppose.
How does your detectiving work then?
Oh.
If Lynn does boards, how do you keep track of everything?
Oh, like this. Hold on. Let me get it.
That is not a one. He reaches into his coat and he pulls out this little notebook. It's the kind that's got the spiral bind at the top that you kind of flip. It's got a little pen loop on one side. And on the front cover, it's got written portable case board.
In your pocket. I like that, honestly. That way it's always on you and you don't have to come all the way back here to update a big sprawling network.
Yeah. And Mom, I mean, she's not said so, but I think Mom likes to be able to stand back and look at the whole thing as a big picture, whereas I'm not good at pictures, but I am good at words. So I write things down, and that helps me remember stuff, and then I can, draw the connections and things that way. Whereas Mom's drawings are so good. Mine are not.
I'm sure they're good. Has Craigory seen any Rai art?
Yes. Because there is some of it on the Wall of Love, and there is probably some of it around Lynn's desk as well. Stuff like that.
True.
It's he still draws better than Oat does at this point, but like he has distinct figures, but they're not like it's like the drawings of maybe a 6-year-old at best.
It's endearing is what it is. And yeah, Chris like, hey, your art's fine. We can't all be Lynn, I'll say that. I don't draw either.
Yeah, but like, Uncle Tom showed me pictures of all of his kids, and I tried drawing them so I would remember what they looked like. And I don't know, I didn't really. I mean, I'm hoping that they're enough that if I see someone with the big round glasses and the wings, that they'll be able to go, aha, that's Jubilee. Or the hat, that's Camille, and they're also my size. You know, stuff that will hopefully prompt, but it's not as precise as what Mom can do.
I mean, as you were kind of listing, as long as you've got like the big characteristics, I figure that should generally be enough to at least not be completely wrong. I mean, what if, you know, better than someone 7 feet tall showing up and you going, oh, that must be Camille. No. We all know he's tiny.
Well, Uncle Tom said he was my size, so it's not that small.
Yeah. Hold on, this is kind of me, Kraken, rebooting brain slightly. So good good talk so far, I think. I mean, as established, it's nice to be moved in officially and welcomed officially, and I'm glad we're on the same page. Don't feel like I'm, intruding on your space or trying to intrude on your time with your mom. I don't want to be that step dad sort of thing or step person, whatever you want me to be.
Craigory.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fancy way that I could think of to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Can I call you Dad?
Oh.
And it is half shouted a little bit, like he's just like, get it out of my brain.
It needs a little bit of oomph behind it to get it out there.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Rai, I don't know, did Rai pull back a bit to look up, or is Rai looking at Craigory at all?
I kind of pictured, because they were sort of sitting right close to each other, like with Rai leaning against Craigory, I kind of pictured him just, because Craigory is still twice Rai's size, I pictured Rai just sort of looking up, and so looking at Craigory's face from sort of upside down, if that makes sense. So from just the same position, just pointing his face straight up, so kind of looking at Craigory's chin, I guess.
All right. Well, no damn insight needed here because Craigory's face splits into a beaming smile.
There is just going to be this sigh.
Yeah. Of course you can. Just, I'm I'm glad you feel like you want to. Honestly, after everything I picked up and everything you now just told me about your previous home life, yeesh. Yeah, I I could be your dad.
Rai is basically vibrating right now, and there are a few little bursts of Grawlix that sort of start popping into the air around the two of you, and they're red with a gold outline. But there's like little exclamation marks and little asterisks, except in Rai's font they come out as little stars. Most of them are little stars and little exclamation marks.
I meant what I said before, that he doesn't deserve to be dad. I think you deserve it a lot more.
Right, you're getting scooped into hug again. I'll do my best. I'll try my best. It's a good thing Boomer's given me practice on this front, though I also get the feeling that Boomer, as far as a first kid claiming me as a parent goes, is a bit of a trial by fire.
Yeah, Mom has mentioned a few things about new sibling Boomer.
And he's just gonna sort of turn in Craigory's arms so that he can wrap his tiny arms around Craigory in a hug.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have that out in the air. It's
I've been trying to figure out a fancier way to say it for like 2 weeks.
2 whole weeks, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna write it on your Animus card, and then I'm like, no, wait, I haven't asked him first, so I rubbed it out.
And he just sort of does this little shrink into his shoulders a little bit, like a, yeah, I could have done it then, couldn't I? Kind of thing.
I mean, as long as it gets out there, right? I mean, as far as Animus gifts go, that would have been really hard to beat by anyone else, but...
Heck, I should have done that. I was...
Wait.
I didn't know if you'd want it or not. I was... I guess I'm a bit scared that you'd say no.
I get that completely. I'll be honest, right? I today was nervous that you wouldn't want or like to be called my son. So we're 2 peas in a pod here.
There is another little burst of Grawlix when you say that.
I was saying before, I didn't ever think I'd have such a big family like I do now. And now not only do I have a super awesome mom and super awesome siblings, but now I have a dad who is super nice and smart and cool and not an asshole.
I try to be all those things except the last one. I very definitely try not to be the last one.
You do a very good job of it. And it's gonna take some practice. It took practice calling mom. I mean, I never had a mom before, so there was that. But no, I'm gonna tell absolutely everybody I know that I have a dad now, and it's you.
And he's just gonna give a small headbutt of affection into Craigory's chest.
Oh, heart growing many sizes. It's like, oh my goodness. Not only does Rai want him as a dad, he's like proud of it. He's gonna go announcing it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, when your mother and I officially figured ourselves out. It's, to me, that kind of everything that comes with her was included, you know?
Mm.
Includes you.
That's really nice. I mean, of course it does, but yeah, still nice to hear.
It is nice to hear these things. It's scary to get them out there. I know, I get that, but
That's,
when the payoff is knowing for sure,
yeah,
I've been learning to be brave on that front.
that's why Leo loaned me the watch. It's kind of like a good luck charm.
I think it's working then.
Yeah. And Mr. Tome said we had to talk about it first, so I was like, okay, let's talk about it, and we did, and now I have a dad. I got a dad. Yay.
You do, and I'm not going anywhere. Can't get rid of me.
I am going to roll a strength check. I do not fear for Craigory at all. Just putting it out there.
Knowing right, no.
I think Craigory can tell he's trying to squeeze as hard as his little arms can. Unfortunately, with a -2, that ain't much.
Oh my god. I didn't realize it was a -2.
It's a -2. He's so.
I mean, with his arms being half sticks, yeah.
Yeah. But it's got all of the oomph of putting absolutely all of your upper body strength into this hug. There's just no oomph. No oomph.
You know when babies use 100% of their strength?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's surprising for the amount of person they are, but it's still like
Not much. Yeah.
laughable.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You are gonna get the best Dad's Day presents ever.
Looking forward to that then. And Gregory has to think from it, because that makes him think like, okay, gifts. All right, when is Rai's birthday? He might have to roll a history on that one. Can you remember that off the bat? Is it soon? Oh god, is it soon? Uh-oh. What is your history mod? It was for 17 history to remember Rai's birthday. How worried should Craigory be about how soon that is or isn't?
Not particularly. His birthday is in August.
Nice. He's got time to figure it out.
Yeah. And I don't think Lynn would let Craigory forget either.
No, but still. Can never start thinking too early about these things. Like, you know.
Yeah, and his next one is a big one. He turns 18 this year.
See, exactly.
Mm.
It's a big number.
It is a big number. If he lived in Australia, it'd be legal to drink then.
So, does this mean I get to see all the mock-up roughs of you trying to ask it fancy?
No, absolutely not. They will not see the light of day. I'm sorry.
Aw, come on. Come on.
No.
Come
Okay,
on. You're not gonna...
you can see one. Okay, one.
Curry was not expecting that to work, but he will.
I think Rai is just still vibrating a little bit with A, I did that, and B, it went well. So he's gonna wiggle out of Craigory's lap and head over to his desk, and he's gonna shuffle through them. And
okay, this one.
and he's just gonna turn this piece of paper around, and it's just got Dad ? In really big letters.
I'm not even going to bother rolling a performance. So Kraken just bursts out laughing.
Look, to be fair, this is what I kind of ended up doing, except with my mouth.
And a few more words. Just a few.
Only like 3. 4.
He actually counts them out on his fingers.
Kirk's actually laughing so hard he's kind of like flopped back on the bed.
Hey, stop it! Stop laughing at me!
Rai's just gonna cross the room, grab his bed pillow, and just start bapping Craigory with it.
Ah, no! My delicate wizardly constitution!
Such a passionate dad.
It's in my middle name now.
Yeah, it is.
Just bap, bap, bap.
Whack, whack, whack.
My wizardly constitution, good god.
It's not a lie.
It's not, but it's funny.
Oh dear. Is there another pillow up for grabs?
Sure, why not?
Because Raya started this.
Oh dear.
What would be the bonus for attacking with an improvised weapon? I don't know these rules off the top of my head for improvised weapons. May as well just... Could do it plus strength or plus dex for attempting to whack.
I think probably plus dex.
Wow. Yeah, Craigory is still laughing too hard. That's an 8 to whack.
I'll do one with Rai, and if Rai rolls low, he's gonna get the pillow caught on the antlers.
Yes,
Yeah, that's... it's just a shunk.
Ah, damn it.
A few feathers go flying.
Oh, criminy.
Craigory just starts laughing harder. Well, at least when you stick things on the antlers, you're forthright about it. You're not being sneaky.
I'm gonna have to fix that.
I just rolled a Constitution save for Craigory because he's laughing too hard. That's a 6.
A stage
Wheezing.
hand 6. Oh, can you even cast mending? I don't think you can. Oh my god, you're gonna have to sheepishly go up to your mother and go,
Mom, fix my pillow, please.
I mean, Craigory also has mending. Craigory is also laughing too hard to concentrate on much of any kind of spell casting.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh my gosh. I just love to think of the zoom out where it's just the two of them just absolutely losing it. It's just Haddy and Network and Lynn at the other end of the house going, what on earth?
Don't even worry about it. I'm sure Network is vibrating
Oh, I don't
as of right
doubt.
now. Mini earthquake going on as Network witnesses new bonds.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, my cheeks hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, a little.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
Very
Oh.
good stuff. Well,
It's all official and stuff.
it is all official and stuff. Rai is now gonna have to practice calling Craigory Dad. Incredible. Worth it. So good. Well, thank you for doing this with me, Kraken. I had a wonderful time.
Oh, thank you. They're both so good at their words.
I know, right?
All right. I'll go ahead and stop my recording. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Bye bye, audience.